In the back. Paul, is it time? Okay. All right. Hey, coaches, thanks for joining us today. Let's go ahead and start out with opening statements from you and then you. Does that work?
That works.
Okay.
Good morning, afternoon, I guess. What? Close enough. Yep. I don't know what day it is. Super excited to be here. Just want to echo my sentiments to St. Joe. Incredible tournament and all the committee members. This has been awesome. It's just a blessing to be able to play in the national championship game against a really, really good opponent. We have so much respect for MSU and just what they've done this season. We saw them earlier in the year, and I think both teams are completely different teams. They didn't have their All-American Joey Bat, so they just have so many different weapons. And so we know that it's going to be a battle, and it's going to be a really fun game, but we're just so excited for the opportunity to be able to compete for a national championship.
Okay, Coach Thiesse.
Yeah, to echo Beth's comments there, to just been a great experience that we've been here. The community of St. Joe has been outstanding, and everybody from the NCAA committees, but also just the community response and having some great fans at the game has been great. Just so excited to be in this opportunity. Our team has just been really focused throughout the season on just staying so present and not allowing outside pressures to really overweigh the experience and staying in the moment. And the last 24 hours, there's certainly been a really exciting high with that, but then also just to see that calm presence, come right back to us today just gives us so much poise to just be in this moment, soaking it up. Again, full circle to be back playing Texas women's after seeing them so early in the season in a great battle that game was. We know full well that it's going to be another great battle tomorrow night, and we're so excited for this opportunity, for these experiences, for our community of Mankato, and just overjoyed to be in the national championship.
Okay, who's got questions for either coach? Calvin. Grab a mic, if you would.
Hello. Okay, there we go. Question for both coaches, and whoever wants to start can start. But just the fact that I'm sure the day of rest is nice, but I'm sure you and the players are itching just to get this game going. How are you and your team just staying focused, how are you keeping them level-headed, eyes on the prizes? How are you handling this before a big game?
Go ahead.
I've said this probably a million times, but we just don't change a lot of things up. We are who we are. We prepare the same way for each and every game. We enjoy our rest and recovery. We're going to make sure that our players are seeing our trainer, and they're really just enjoying, like she said, enjoying the moment and enjoying each other. We've had so much fun during our time here and just spending time together, from watching games to going to eat. And this is the last week we get to be together. So just trying to soak it all in. And I think our team is just extremely grateful, and that's just how we stay present, and that's how we stay prepared for each and every game.
Yeah, I would agree completely with that. It's been a lot of fun, not just having our team in these fun, exciting moments, but our men's basketball team also. And so it's just been a lot of fun for our team through the conference tournament, into the regional, and then now at this stage where our off days have been chances for our team to get together and have a little watch party and just celebrate our men's success, and just kind of keeps us loose but excited also.
Tommy? Aren't you a radio guy? All right.
For Coach Jillson, you've talked about the atmosphere in St. Joseph, and you've had an adopted little family in Mid-Buchanan High School. They've really embraced you guys. I know all the teams went to area schools, but for them to latch on to you guys the way they have, just what has that meant to you?
It is so special, and I think it's just a testament to who our players are and their intentionality. When we went to the school, I started off by just introducing them, and before I knew it. They just were playing basketball games with them, getting to know them. I think our players, they know their names. It's really important that we just are great examples for the future generation, and that we are empowering young girls. And so our players love seeing them at the games. Some of them have gotten there like an hour before with signs. We're giving them high fives after the game, and that's what it's all about. That's the bigger perspective, and that just means so much to us. It's really special.
For you, Coach Thiesse, this team's in rare air. It's you guys in 2009, the only teams to have gotten to this level. How much during this process have you heard from them? Have they reached out to you? I know, this program's looked up to that team for so long, but how vocal and supportive have they been kind of during this run, the alums and the coaches and so forth?
That's been maybe some of the most special moments of this run, has just been, just the impact and being able to reconnect with so many amazing alums. But, to your point, it's now 15 years exactly from when our national championship run happened in our program. And, this is my 12th year. And since I stepped foot on campus, that national championship team has been so present in just engaging our program. They come talk to our team almost yearly. They are constantly firing tweets. Actually, when we were at in our regional tournament at Southern Naz, we had a group of the national champs that had sent some videos in to fire up our team ahead of some of the games there. And so, like, they're soaking this in too. I know a few of them have bought plane tickets, and they're coming in tomorrow for the game. And it just means so much. It's part of our tradition. It's part of rebuilding us back to a program at this caliber and at this stage. And it's more than just this team. It takes a journey to get to this stage, and every alum that's come ahead of this team has helped form the path to get us to this spot.
For both coaches, I think we've seen across all levels just a big surge in the popularity of women's basketball and the attention that is being paid to women's basketball. You've both been in your positions for several years. To see that growth and be in this position now, what does that mean to you to see the eyes really focusing in on, the quality of the games and the competitiveness of the teams that you're coaching?
Yeah, I mean, it's incredible. The game of women's basketball is finally deserving the credit that it has garnered for years, and it's amazing to see so many awesome role models on a high stage that are bringing that attention to the game. But I just think across the board, I think people are taking notice of the caliber of athletes at this stage, and the quality of games and the competitiveness, and it's a great game. And having 2 young daughters, 3 young kids, it means so much that they're seeing what an incredible environment this is for women's basketball. They've always looked up to these young women, but just to see the game of women's basketball getting the notice that it deserves is so special.
I would echo that. It's just really exciting to see the growth. Anything we can do to grow our game is great to see as a coach, but for all the young girls out there that now want to play basketball and that are wearing Caitlin Clark jerseys or other jerseys, and you see packed out arenas. I mean, that is so exciting, and not just at the Division I level. I mean, this is at all levels, Division I, Division II, Division III. I have a really good friend that coaches at the Division III level, and they in the NCAA tournament was a packed house. People love to watch the women's game, and I think it's because we're fun to watch, but I think we do a great job of sharing the basketball, and it's more of a team concept.
Got one over here.
Coach Thiesse, the Mavericks finished 6th in the country in attendance this year. Just talk a little bit about the community support that you have behind you back in Mankato and what that means to this program.
Yeah, it's incredible. We say all the time, MSU is such a big part of the community of Mankato, but Mankato is such a big part of the Minnesota State community as well. And, just those types of connections are so special. It just makes it so much more impactful for our players when, they're seeing young kids that they got to work with in camp, and that, they go, run them through some drills in their travel basketball games, and just those kind of things where there's these personal connections with not only the little kids, but so many of the fans that are diehards, and they just pour into this team. It gives them a little extra fight. They know that they're playing for something bigger than themselves. They've got a community behind them that's rallying them to this stage. And again, just Maverick basketball in general, on a high stage this year has been so great for our community. And to see those stands packed it's been incredible to see that come full circle also over the course of the last 12 years. It's been incredible.
For both of you, at different points this week, you've talked about the importance of your non-conference scheduling. Both the Northern Sun and Lone Star are really power conferences where in any given year you could see a national champion come out of those leagues. But as you put together your non-conference schedule, talk about the importance and how you stress it to your team that, hey, we're going to get teams across from us any game that you could potentially be seeing in March.
Yeah, I think it's so important to schedule competitive games in the non-conference. Our conference is a battle every single night. There are no easy games, but it really helped us this year to play at MSU Billings, and those are three, to me, top 25 teams for sure. And then, we had Harding, who's been in the top 25. And just those games are what prepare you for this moment, and for the conference tournament, for the regional tournament. And I felt like, in conference play, our last 5 games were just as hard as the regional tournament, And so if we don't play those games, I don't think we're here right now.
Yeah, I think those games certainly prepare your team for, where you got to be come the start of the conference season. I think maybe on the other side, those early games hurt us. They kept us out of, maybe like we needed to win that conference tournament or we could have been out. And, I think it is what it is. It's, you got to win those games. You got to play the best teams in the country to know where you measure up. But we also aren't going to shy away from that because we know our conference is incredible. And, come go time that first week in December, we need to be ready to compete with some of the greatest teams in the country right there in our conference. So that's a huge gear, a huge focus point for us as we start the season.
Coach Jillson, been at TWU a long time, and I don't think there's any coincidence, that Coach Thiesse said she's been 12 years, you're 15 plus years. But as you kind of look on your journey of coaching, what's something that you would tell your younger self, and then also like what's a lesson that you feel like you're really taking into tomorrow's game that you've kind of learned throughout your journey of coaching?
I think that's just it, is just to continue to grow. I feel like I'm constantly growing and learning and evolving as a coach. I would tell myself a lot of things, my younger self, and I'm just so appreciative of the lessons that I've learned, the hard years, the hard days. Coaching is highs and lows, and there's lots of valleys, and those valleys are ultimately, what gets us to the peaks. And so I think I'm just taking in tomorrow is perspective, of just understanding that this is an incredible game and an incredible team, and we get the opportunity to play this game, but it's not life. There's so much more to life, and I think that's something that our team has really taken in this year is just perspective and really trying to make the most of every opportunity that we do have because we're not guaranteed anything. And I think COVID taught me a lot. Those were hard years where we weren't very good because we didn't have very many players that weren't sick. But, the motto was we get to play. We get to be on the court no matter if we had, 6 or 14 for the game. And so I'm thankful for the lessons that I've learned throughout the journey, and I just want to continue to learn and get better.
I guess one for each coach. First for Coach Thiesse, your team, I think, showed a lot of grit last night, having dealt with some injuries in the quarterfinals. Destiny especially with brace and all finishing in double digits. I know Emilee Russo was another one. Just what did it mean to see them, A, be able to return, and B, just, help you grind out a win the way they did?
Yeah, I think that's it's such a special characteristic of this team is, that grit, that resiliency of, whatever my role is going to be today, I'm going to do it the best that I can. And, Destiny and I had a really direct conversation. I mean, it was game time if she was even going to be out there or not. And, she said, I'm ready, Coach, whatever capacity you need me in, I'm ready. And at that time, I still didn't know exactly what that capacity was going to be, but I said, what I do know is our team drives off your confidence. And, wherever you're at, if it's on the court or on the bench, you got to pour that into us. And she said, yes, ma'am, I got you. And so I love that about our team. She's used to being the player that shoulders a lot. She's used to being the player with the ball in her hands, but she was willing to do a completely different role for us, and she thrived in that. And, and our depth, we talk about all year long. It's next man up. We haven't had a full roster for hardly any of our regular season games. We've missed a starter in some capacity there. And, we just have so much confidence that any player can come in and bring a spark, make a big shot, get a big stop for us, whatever that is. So just really love that confidence in this team, that resiliency, and just everybody understanding that they're going to bring what they need to do in any given moment.
Coach Jillson, I really want to call back to a conversation you and I had in your office about 4 years ago when Scout was a freshman. And, I think she had just played a game, and I said, that kid could be an All-American someday. To see the growth of Scout Huffman through her career to the play that she has had this week, where she has just been on a different level. Talk about her growth as a player and, coming from there to hear what that's meant for you to see happen.
Yeah, it's just really a testament to who she is. She is the most selfless player I have ever coached. She is team first mentality. She is willing to do whatever role. When she came in as a freshman, she was the only freshman during COVID year. I mean, can you imagine? And so just so much growth on and off the court, especially with her confidence. I think she struggles, and you wouldn't know it by the way she shoots the ball, but she had struggled with confidence, probably her freshman and sophomore year. And I remember we had a coffee talk one time, and she's like, Coach, I'm just struggling. I said, because you're not shooting the ball, and I said, I need you to shoot the ball all the time, and she is, just a sharp shooter, but she is a better person. I can't tell you, she's a leader for our team. She just does all the little things. She brings the team together. She's the glue. She's the person behind the scenes that is willing to have the hard conversations. And, I'm so appreciative of her and the growth that I've seen. And that's what's so special as a coach, just to see, how far she's come, and to see her on this stage as well. Ashley gets double, triple teamed, and so Ashley's favorite stat is an assist, and so it's really fun to see them work together. I think they're a great post duo, and that's really been special to see that connection between them as well.
Anybody else?
Coach Jillson, sorry to put you on the spot right after you just answered one. But it takes a team, and you have a great support staff. Can you just talk about, CG and EC, the support staff you have, managers, and how appreciative you are of them?
Yeah, I am so incredibly blessed. We only have one full-time assistant, so Coach Gurley wears a ton of hats. A lot of times at this level, we don't have multiple assistants, and so he does it all from helping with scouting reports to travel arrangements to meals. Him and EC work really closely together, but definitely they make everything run so smoothly. And there's so many things that go on behind the scenes that nobody knows about because they're doing it, and our managers, and it takes everybody. So would not be able to be here without them, and just another testament to their hard work and how selfless they are to do anything for the team.
One last question.
Coach T, talk a little bit about your senior class. Been through a lot. Obviously, Joey, a COVID baby as well when she came in, and a COVID kid. And talk just about the growth that class has had and what that's meant to this program and how they've laid that foundation. As you talked about the prior alums are doing, and they're going to go into the real world and be those alums next year.
Yeah, I think, I don't even know where to start when I think about this incredible class. Yeah, I mean, Joey, you kind of mentioned Joey and what she's meant to this program, and just over the course of the last 5 years, she is the heartbeat of our team and our system. She's the motor that keeps us running, and, kind of to Beth's point there, just the one that does the things behind the scenes. You know, she knows when our team needs a deep breath. She knows when our team needs a kick in the butt. She's kind of the pulse of our team. You know, I think we've seen, you know, some great adversity again through Taylor Tayush, who was a 3-year starter for us, and probably, you know, another huge piece to why we struggled so hard early in the season is not only missing Joey, but missing Taylor. We were out 2 starters early in the season and 2 players that we rely on heavily. You know, and Taylor has been through it this year, and you know, I can't. We all just get emotional when we think about Taylor's journey over the course of this season and what she's had to endure with, you know, a chronic injury, and what she's put herself through to just be able to put a uniform on again this year means so much to us. Obviously, Emilee Herzberg last night, you know, just that game winner, I think, just really culminates, you know, what she is and who she is for us, and her composure and just, you know, what she's meant to this program. And Grace Mueller, you know, again, one of those players, you just don't see a lot of players who can fall in love with being a bench player and thrive in that role. You know, honestly, in the conference tournament, she might have been one of our most important players to get us through a huge, you know, run in the tournament there. And again, just finding a role, loving a role, and being what the team needs. And, you know, a year ago in the NCAA tournament, I experienced a serious eye condition that took me out for several months through the entire postseason last year. I wasn't out around our team. I didn't do a single workout with our team last offseason. And I felt so much peace and composure knowing that our team was in great hands, both with Amy Sander and Janae Morton. But that senior class, like, they just did it. They took everybody under their reins. They led the way through that entire offseason and into the summer. And they just had so much confidence in each other and what they needed to do. And I think that's where you've seen that composure this preseason. And when those hardships came up, it was just, we got this. This is nothing we can get through. I can't get through. And I just love them for that. I love them that I can trust them, that they trust all of us. And it's just a real family. I love this senior class. I love this team.
Okay, coaches, we are so looking forward to this game tomorrow night. Thank you for your time this afternoon.
Thank you.